Okay, good Tuesday morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coffee with Craig show. We're here this morning at the New Work offices in Warsaw and at the EuropaProperty.com headquarters and, of course, on our office studio. We just, as you know, we read through the news every day and catch some of the highlights from the EuropaProperty.com website. The first kind of press release that I want to talk about was actually from November 2020, but I want to just kind of bring it back to your attention because I think a lot of interesting things are happening. It was about Paweł Dębowski joining Cornerstone Partners, which is a private equity investments and management company here in Warsaw. Paweł's joining the Cornerstone Partners founder, Przemysław Kryk, Stanisław Frenka, Maciej Dejes, and several other well-known, respected real estate professionals in Poland and the CE region. So I think you're bound to see a lot more interesting things coming out from them this month or this year, and we'll just kind of go on from there. Interesting report from JLL. They're talking about, do the high streets have a chance of becoming an alternative to shopping centers in Poland? Well, just a private observation. The high streets and the retail parks have done extremely well. A lot of them have done extremely well under COVID because the shopping centers are closed. So we'll see what the long-term effects are, and I guess you can read the JLL report, and that's why you pay them big buckets of money to find out what the real answers are to that. So. Big investment deal done yesterday. Partners Group acquires 11 A-class office buildings from Budma's portfolio. Greenberg Traurig advised Partners Group on the purchase. And so Partners Group will work with their local operators here, which is Rhino Partners, part of Rhino Capital, which is a holding company and traded on Polish Stock Exchange. So interesting bits of news there, big investments being done. We'll get rid of that. And then, gate breakfast welcomes. All right, something interesting. So the who's who in our HR section, kind of interesting again. Perty Van Hanen joins Cromwell as the MD of Europe for Cromwell. Tomek Adryszczyk has become a partner at Square with Daniel Kruszaj, who is the founder and CEO of Frankfurt-based prop tech Room Hero. So we'll see what happens. So keep an eye on for both of those guys here in Square. Savas Gencer has been nominated or has been appointed as investment director of 7R. So another logistics in hiring or promotion. He's working with Christopher Zuner, who's sorting out, responsible for capital raising and activities for international expansion in Europe. And of course, then Panattoni announced Nick Cripps, who is head of capital markets and based in Panattoni's London office. So check out our website, EuropaProperty.com, and for our daily news, weekly newsletter, and of course the HR section, which is quite interesting. And of course, as subscribers, you're also part of our monthly Zoom meeting, Zoom Business Mixer and wine tasting. Next one will be 29. And right now, I would just like to move on and introduce our special guest today, Preston Smith, who's president of Corporate Due Diligence Investigations and publishing the Cheat Sheet and Crime Report, which came out today. Yeah. Preston, tell us a little bit about. I read through it. Very interesting stuff. It looks like the criminals are not being held back by COVID. Let's say. Tell us a little bit about this and how to get a copy of it.
Okay. Well, it's actually funny you say that. We actually suspended. Some of your subscribers, I'm sure, read the cheat sheet. And we stopped putting it out back in March when COVID hit, just because it became so unwieldy. A lot of our sources, we have teams throughout the region, everybody, or in some countries more than others, people were locked down, some people got sick. So we put it on hold, but interestingly, there was kind of a lull when it came to organized crime and what was going on at that time. So it was time to, reset. Not take a break, but focus on just detective work, investigations. But we decided now to restart it. It's the beginning of the year. and there has been a resurgence of crime, and also quite a few interesting political developments around the region. So there's a lot to put in there. It's a big.
Well, I noticed
it's a fat publication.
Yeah, well, I noticed that no one seemed to get away. You've got Czech Republic, you've got Belarus, you've got Bulgaria. All have been able to contribute something to the crime report.
And we have the VOR of the month.
Right. So tell us a little bit about the VOR.
The Vori are historically they're a Russian crime organization, a loose organization of kind of kings, mafia kings. They came out of the gulags, and they really had a resurgence over the last 2 decades, but especially really in the last decade, to the point that first under Obama, but also Putin, they initiated special anti-racketeering laws against the Vori, which meant that a lot of them moved.
So Obama was helping them or not helping them?
Well, Obama didn't want them in the U.S.
Oh, right.
And
Okay,
they were
fair
moving
enough.
to the U.S. Putin got sick of them in Russia and the CIS, and so he got the CIS countries to work with him, and they pushed him out. And a lot of them came this way, and so we've run across them in Poland during investigations.
All right. And our VOR of the month?
Well, he's dead.
Well, that's good. That's why I'm not afraid of him anymore.
Nadir Salafov Guli, but that's an amazing story. That is something, it's worth reading. He's at the end.
And I see Charnetsky got on the front page.
Yeah,
he made the front page of the
He
cheat
did.
sheet.
He's a good pick. Well, Idea Bank was taken over by PKO, and Charnetsky is fighting that. And so, he's got some arguments now. Now, behind that whole scenario, you have the Get Back affair. So that's kind of our lead story. And we talked a bit about how Charnetsky is putting up a fight too. So.
Okay,
And he always will.
Yeah, great. And a bit on the Czech Republic, I see here they never seem to miss out on match fixing again. I mean, I don't think it's something not new, I would imagine, to them.
No, yeah, but this is in the Czech Republic. You have really, when it comes to the sports, the match fixing corruption that happened there. This may actually be a good thing for the Czech Republic, because you had for years the referees associations. Well, I guess I don't want to get sued here, but some were in doubt, you might say. And this could cause kind of a revamp of the whole thing, and to get people to be playing on the same field. I guess if I don't want to throw too many puns out there, but
yeah, right. Okay. So what other things do you think are? I can see a little bit in Romania as well.
Yeah, Romania now has a new coalition government, which some people believe this is kind of fun, because Romania is a country where it had a lot of governments, and we, as many countries in CE. But for years it was dominated by a guy, Liviu Dragnea, who's kind of behind the scenes. And Dragnea eventually was busted for corruption, and he was sent to prison. And then we had some kind of interim type governments, and now we have a new government there, which there's some hope. It's very fragile though, when we talk about that in the cheat sheet. Maybe it's not going to last. We'll see.
So, okay, interesting. Well, we're coming to the kind of the end of our daily news story. So we just want to say, so how can people get a copy of this?
Yeah, how do you get a copy? Just all you have to do is if you can hit on www.cddi.eu, and you'll see in the contact section there's query. Just send an email to query. Those of you who know me, you can always just get in touch with me directly, and we will send it to you. It's a controlled distribution. We tend to send it to our clients, but we do have a lot of subscribers now, and I was getting badgered to get it started. To
get it going. Yeah. Well, good. It's great to have. It's great to see that the criminals are doing so well. And I was a bit worried about about them, but it seems like they've done okay. I say a little bit on the vaccines here as well, that there was a little bit of scandal, but let's take that up in the next show, which we'll do right after this. We're coming to the end of our time here, so so Preston, thank you for joining the Coffee with Craig show this morning. Welcome, and we'll get on with the next show. And ladies and gentlemen, have a good morning. And for the cheat sheet, if you send me a message as well, but I'll forward it on to Preston, but we'll put it in the text as well how to get it. So have a good morning and enjoy your day.